Hello, dear students. This is your professor Lázaro Pino, and today we are going to speak about the adverbs. What are the adverbs? Well, an adverb is a word that modifies verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. Let's see in the lecture of today everything about the adverbs. Adverbs versus adjective. The difference between an adverb and an adjective is the following. An adjective modifies a noun. Example, John is tall. The adjective is tall and is modifying the noun John. An adverb modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Examples, that idea is simply ridiculous. The adverb simply modifies the adjective ridiculous. She sings nicely. The adverb nicely modifies the verb sing. She did it really well. The adverb really modifies the adverb well. Let's read this passage and you can find the words in red that are the adverbs. Mrs. Smith immediately called the police when she saw the criminals assaulting the poor boy aggressively. It was the most horrible scene that she had ever witnessed in her life. She had always lived faithfully in that neighborhood. No one had ever disturbed her quiet nights there. As you can see, immediately, aggressively, ever, always, peacefully, and there are adverbs. What is the different or what are the different types of adverbs? Well, basically most adverbs tell you how, in what way, when, where, and to what extent something is done. In other words, they describe the manner, the place, or the time of the action. Here we have some examples. He speaks quietly. Quietly is an adverb of manner because it's telling you the way he speaks. I live here. Here is an adverb of place. Is the place where I live. We'll leave tomorrow. Tomorrow is an adverb of time. It's telling you the time when we'll leave. She never sleeps late. Never is an adverb of frequency. Adverbs rules. Regular adverbs are those that often end in "ly." These adverbs are formed by adding "ly" to the end of the adjective. For example, slow, slowly, beautiful, beautifully, careful, carefully, violent, violently. Well, the spelling rules. If you have an E silent, you drop the E and you add ly. If the word ends in Y, you change the Y by I and you add li. If you have an E after a consonant, is dropped but an li is added. In this case, that the name adjective ends in double L, you just add Y. In this case, that the adjective finished in ik, we add LE. An exception is public, that you only add li, publicly. Some exceptions here are, for example, fast, fast. The adjective and the adverb are the same. The same happens with hard and late. In the case of early, you remain early. Daily, daily. Some adjectives change their form when they become adverbs. For example, good changes into well. Things to remember. Many words are not adverbs, although they end in li. Let's see some example. Kindly teacher. A kindly teacher. Kindly is not an adverb, it's an adjective that is modifying the noun teacher. Lonely girl is an adjective that is modifying a noun, girl. Elderly person is modifying person, that is a noun. Friendly policeman. Friendly is modifying a noun, policeman. So these words, even though they finish in li, they are adjective because they are modifying a noun. To decide whether a word is an adverb, you can ask the question how, where, or when. For example, how does James speak Spanish? He speaks Spanish fluently. The fluently answer to the question how. Where do the kids play soccer? They play soccer here. Here answer to the question where. When did she write the email to her husband? She wrote the email immediately. Immediately answer to the question when. So fluently, here, and immediately for sure are adverbs because they answer to the questions how, where, and when. Position of the adverbs. The adverb of manner, for example, nicely, beautifully, slowly, carefully, awfully, these adverbs come after the direct object or after the verb, if there isn't any direct object. Example, he did the work efficiently. Efficiently is an adverb of manner and comes after the direct object, the work. He drove the lorry carelessly, sorry. The adverb of manner carelessly comes after the direct object, lorry. He spoke fluently. The adverb of manner fluently comes after the verb spoke. In this case, we don't have direct object, then the adverb goes immediately after the verb. Adverbs of place. Example of adverbs of place are here, there, behind, above. Adverbs of place are like adverbs of manner. They come after the direct object or the verb. I met him here. Here is after the direct object, him. He sat there. There goes or comes after the verb sat. Adverbs of time. Examples of adverb of times are recently, now, then, tomorrow, yesterday. Adverbs of time are usually put at the end of the sentence, but may also come at the beginning of the sentence. For example, I will show you the house tomorrow. You can put tomorrow at the beginning of the sentence, but after it, you put a comma and then the subject. Adverbs of frequency. The adverbs of frequency come before the main verb, except the main verb to be. I sometimes visit my uncle. Sometimes goes or comes before the verb visit. We have often seen him pass by the house. Often comes before the verb seen. But here in this sentence, the main verb is the verb to be. So you put the adverb of frequency after the verb to be. They are seldom at work. Occasionally, sometimes, often, frequently, and usually can also go at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. Here you have some examples. Sometimes they visit him. Look, you need a comma here. I miss him occasionally. In this case, is at the end. Rarely and seldom can also go at the end of the sentence, often with very. We see them rarely or young, eats, meet, very seldom. Well, here you have some exercises. You can stop the video at any time and you can convert the adjective in the first sentence into an adverb in the second sentence. I hope you have learned something about the adverbs. Thank you and see you soon.